So today I'll show you a complete beginner friendly data analyst project from scratch, and that is step by step. So what you'll learn in this video is we'll work on real data set, analyze it using obviously MySQL, and we're gonna extract meaningful business insights. And also I'll show you how to structure this project, and I'll also show you how you can face the interviews and how to show this in your portfolio also. So let's check the problem statement. So a problem statement is we have a retail sales data set, and our goal is to analyze it to understand sales performance, top products and trends. This will help us to simulate a real world business scenario. So the questions we're gonna solve here is what is the total sales, how many orders do we have, which region creates the highest sales, which category performs best, which segment contributes the most, and next these are some intermediate questions that are what are the top 5 subcategories by sales, which subcategories are generating high sales by low profit. So the data set I have gave in the description, you can just download from there and you can just practice this queries. So the first step is to load the data. So for that I'll create a database here and import that data set using a table data import wizard. So once we load the data, we are ready to start the analysis. So how we can do that? So create database base. I'll give that a name as I'll give that as a name as store. That that will be easy. So I'm creating a database that is store. Let's run this. So yeah, we have created database store. So what you have to do after creating a database here, we have to refresh it, then you can find your database in this pane. I'll just zoom and show you. So here, refresh it. Click on this. So I'll click. See here, I have got my database here. If you can see, look at here, this here, I've got my database here. This one, this database I have got here. This one, if you can see it clearly, right? So now what we have to do is double click on this, and yes, now we are working on this database like this. So it should be in a bold letter so that it gonna show that we are working on this database. Just right click on this, click on table date import wizard. Here we don't have to create tables and all. We are directly importing the table here. So browse here. If you can see, I'll zoom and show you. Yes, browse, right? Browse. So I have my data in my documents. This one, click on next. We have to create a new table. Next. So yeah, it is showing my data types. That's okay. The column data types, that's okay. You can just go for next. Oh yeah, next. It imports your data file here. So after you finish that loading thing, you can find here your table. If you can just find here, this is the file that we have uploaded, right? So let's just check this. So you can see here my table. See, sample superstore data is a very long name. So I'll rename that. Rename rename sample superstore data to, we'll take this as store only again, or superstore will take superstore. So we are renaming my table to this, right? Yeah, here we have spaces, so SQL won't take this. We have to use backticks. Now where is backtick? This is not, so this is backtick, this is not single quote. Okay, this is a backtick. Where you can find this backtick, that is the top left corner below the ESC key. Okay, so there's something showing wrong. Oh, we didn't wrote table. That's the main thing. Rename table. That is sample superstore data. We are renaming it to superstore. So let's just run this. So yeah, we have renamed our table to superstore. Now let me just quickly preview the data to understand its structure. So select from what is my superstore. I'm giving this a limit 10. Let's run and see. So yeah, this is my data. We have ship mode, segment, country, city, state, postal code, region, and all of these things. So the first step when we load the data, we have to do data cleaning. So in this data set, we don't need to do that because this is already cleaned data set. Okay, so if you want to look for any null values, you can just write this query, select from my table name where sales, this is null, or yes, I have only took this columns. If you want, you can take any other columns also. Let me just run this query. So yeah, we didn't got any output here, so that we don't have any null values or missing values. So let's go to the main bar, that is queries thing. So for doing that, I'll take a new query tab here. So let's look for the questions now. So let's start with our first question, that is what is the total sales. So I'll make this as a comment. I'll select this and use control plus hash. It becomes a comment. So what is the total sales? See, before writing a query, let's first understand the keywords. How should we write? Here it is telling what is the total. Total means, yes, obviously some will come. Sales, we want sales column at the output, so we have to display at the output, right? How we can write this? Select, we want total sales means sum. What, which column do we want? Sales, we want at the output. I'm giving this as a column, that is total sales. Okay, total sales. From which table? From my super store table. As I have finished my query, I'll keep a semicolon. Let's run and see. So yeah, my sales is this number. Hope you understood the first one. Let's go to the second question. So this is my second question. Firstly, let me zoom a little bit. So what we have to do, select this, use control plus hash, it becomes a comment. Now, before writing, same thing, before writing the query, let's understand what do we need from this question. Here we want to count the total number of rows in the table. See here, if you can see here, it is telling us records means count. So the keyword we will use in this is count. So let's write the query quickly. Select count count asterisk, because I want all the columns, count as. I'll give the column name, that is total records. From which table? Superstore. So these questions are the basic questions from Superstore. I'll just write here, these questions are the basic questions. Basic questions from Superstore. Let's run this. So yeah, total records are this number, that is 1220. So this is my third question. Which region generates the highest sales? Obviously, same thing. I'll copy all this thing. Control plus hash. It becomes the comment. Now, yes, before writing the question, let's think about how to identify the keywords here. Look at here. We want to calculate total sales as per what? As per region. As per region, we want to calculate the highest sales. See here, we're gonna use two keywords here: highest sales and region. So we will use sum here. We will use sum to calculate the total sales, and group the data by region. See, most of the will mention here, that is total sales. Companies, interviewers mention highest total sales. We can, from here we can get the idea that yes, total sales means sum they are using. But in most of the interviews, they don't mention, or in any of the questions, if they don't mention total here, most of the people think yes, there is highest means they'll use max here. So that's a very wrong approach to do that. What you have to do here is, so yeah, before writing the query, let's first identify the keywords here. See, we want to calculate total sales for each region separately. So the keywords that I'm using here is sum to calculate this total sales, and group by to group the data by region. So why I'm using total sales, I'll explain it further in this video. So firstly, let me write the query. Select at the output what I want, that is region. So region, I'm doing sum of what? that is sales of sales column, and I'll give that a column name that is as total sales. Now from which table? From my super store table, let's group by sorry, not here, superstore, group by what? Region. Why I am using group by? Because we have used the aggregation function here, so that's why we have to use group by here, right? Group by region. Now I'll order by total sales because we want the highest one, and I'll keep that in descending format. Let's run this. So yeah, west, this is west, east, central, south. Okay, so let's get back to this question again. Here you might think we should use max because the question says highest. But let's understand this with a simple example. Suppose take the examples as west and east. We have regions west and east. Suppose for west Suppose for the west we have sales like 100, 200, 300, and for east the sales are 400 and 100. Now if you use max, west gives 100 and east gives you 400, so it looks like east is higher. But if you use sum, west total is 600 and east total is 500. Now we can clearly see that west actually generates more overall sales. So maximum only gives the highest single transaction, but sum gives you the total contribution. Since the question asks which region generates the highest sales, we use sum along with group by to compare regions. Hope so you got this. Which category? So the next question is which category generates the highest sales? Before writing the query, let's identify the keywords again. So we want total sales for each category. So again we'll use sum here. And since we are comparing across categories, we will gonna use group by. See here, group by means where you can see a group, like category is a group, regions we can make this use by group by. So in these places we have to use group by. So let's write the query here. Select what do we want, category comma what do we want now, sum sales. Okay, I'll give this as a column name as total sales. From same thing per store, I'll just copy from here. So from superstore I'll group by this by. So why did I use the group by? Because here we are taking a aggregation function, so that's why we have to use group by here. So group by which? With category, same thing. Order by we have to take this one, total sales descending order we have to keep. Let's run the query here. Yeah, we have categories like technology, furniture, office supplies, and total sales we got of these numbers. So top category we got as technology, second highest sales is furniture and office sales. So the highest sales we got for the technology. So the logic here is same as of the region thing. Okay, so let's move to this question. Which segment contributes the most to sales? Again, the approach remains same. We want to uh, find the total sales for each segment. Segment means what? We have like different type of customers, like consumer here. If you can see, if you see here, yeah, we have consumer or we have corporate. Consumer means individual customers, corporate means the people, corporate. So corporate means business or companies, and also we have home office also. That means the people who are working from home. So we have different type of customers here. So let's go here. So segment contributes most to sales. Which contributes the most, like consumer, individual customers, or for business or companies, which one contributes the most to sales? So the approach remains the same. We want total sales for each segment, so we'll use sum here. And to compare the segments, we have to compare the segments like here. So that's why we're gonna use the group by here. Select segment sum. Look at here, select segment, this one. I want total sales, sum sales. I gave the column name as total sales. From which table? Superstore, group by segment. Yes, why I'm using group by again? Because we are using aggregation here, group by segment. Order by, that is total sales descending. See how we can see here. I have wrote this in small letters. How we can beautify this is control plus B. If you click, it beautifies the query. Similarly, I have done this here. You can make this also control plus B. When you click, it beautifies the query. So here also, if yeah, and this way you can beautify the query. So yeah, this gonna show us the total sales for each segment. From this we can easily understand which customer segment is contributing most to the business. So yeah, highest is consumer, that are individual customers, next is corporate, next is home office. Okay, so these are some basic questions that I have come covered here. So in the next, so let's move to the intermediate level. I'll take a new query tab. Oh, this is the intermediate level. Let me just zoom it a little bit. Yep. So our next question is, what are the top five? So the question is, what are the top five subcategories by sales? So let's understand what do we need from this question. Then see here, we want total sales here for each subcategories. So we're gonna use sum here. So we need to sort them in descending order to find the highest values, and then we're gonna get the results. So I'll explain you clearly here. Firstly, let me write the query. See here, select subcategory. I'm using sum sales, total sales. Again, from my table name, group by I'm using, because I'm using a aggregation function, order by, total sales, and all this. See, you might think we can use window functions for this, right? Because we have we have to put it in a rank wise, right? See, we can use functions like rank or dense rank, but for simple top n queries, using order by is more than efficient. Window functions are useful when we need ranking along with rows, not just the, here we just need top 5. So window functions will be helpful when we need along with all the rows. So here I'm simply using limit 5. This is simple, fast, and I only want the top 5 rows. That's it. See, let me first run this and I'll also show you how we can do with the window functions also. So yeah, phones, machines, chairs, we got this. So let's go for the window function. This is window function. So let me write the query select. Okay, where is this? Let me write the query select strict from. Now we have to write a subquery here. Select what we are taking a subcategory, and we are taking some sales as total sales, the same thing here, right? Now we have to rank it over, same thing, order by. Now I'll use order by some sales. Let's use descending order here also, and I'll name this as RNK. Now again, from which table super store, I'll group by it by what? Sorry, just a second. Group by what? Subcategory. Let's close this. Let's give this a name, that is street, a temporary result. Now let's give a condition where rank is, here we want top 5, so that's why I'm taking less than or equals to 5. So let's run and see this. Oh, I'm getting error. Oh yeah, here I've used alias as RNK, right? So I have to use RNK only here. So let's run and see. Yeah, again the same thing. So I got another column, that is extra column, that is RNK. That's it. You're gonna get same result only. One more thing here is I want top 5 subcategories. Here I'm not taking top 5 highest subcategories. Just remember this. If you want which subcategory has highest sales, you can just I'm putting is here limit 5, right? We'll keep 1, limit 1, you'll get the highest one only. So run and see. So yeah, phones is the highest. If you want 5 top 5 subcategories by sales, you can see this way. So let's move to this question. This is slightly intermediate to advanced question. So which subcategories are generating high sales but low profit? So this is important because high sale doesn't always mean high profit. Before writing the query, let's understand what do we need from this. Then we will compare them with all of this. So firstly, I'll remove this result. So yeah, so here we need total sales and total profit also, because we want to check why we got low profit, and for each subcategory we are checking. So here we're gonna use sum for both of this. For sales also we're gonna use sum, and for profit also we have to use sum, aggregation sum. Now let's write the query first. Select what subcategory. Here just look this carefully. Sum I'm doing sum of sales, and I'll give this as a column name, that is as total sales. Next thing, we have to do the sum of profit also. Sum profit. I'm giving that as a total profit. From which table? From my superstore. I'll group by the subcategory, order by total sales. See here, I'm ordering it by total sales. Why didn't I took the total profit here? Because we are focusing on high sales first, then checking the profit. See, first we have to find highest sales, then we have to observe the profit. So that's why I'm not using total profit here. If I use total profit, it shows us first profit and then sales. That would be messy thing. So that's why I'm ordering it by total sales. So let me just run this. Oh yes, this is not a column. Okay, let me just run this now. So yeah, subcategories, this is phone, my total sales is this. So total profit, we got this number. See, always remember, more sales doesn't mean more profit. And what could be the reason is there are different factors for that. That is because of high discount or cost. And what do you think that could, any other reasons, what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments section. So for now, these are the things that we have, questions that we have solved for this. So what you have to do is, now whatever the project you have done, you can take this, the questions, just copy this all things. Whenever you have practiced this, copy this and paste it in your GitHub. How to go get this all in your GitHub? I'll show you. See, get into the GitHub page, click on new, write your repository name. I'll write this as SQL sales analysis. You can give description later on. Visibility, you can, if you want to keep it public, private, it's your choice. I'll keep it public. Yes, every time on the readme, and yeah, create the repository. So yeah, in readme, what you have to write, I'll tell you. I'll explain this further. So what do we have to do here? So what I'm doing, let's create a folder actually here. Yeah, upload, create new file. First you have to create a folder, that is data hash. The folder has been created. In that, I'll give a data file name, that is dataset dot csv. Okay, now let's commit the changes. Yes, we want to create this saving. See here, we got this. So in this, click this folder. Oh sorry, click this folder. We have here add file. Now we can click on upload files. From this you can choose your file. What was the file name? So this is my file name, right? So I'll just open it. Oh sorry, yes, open. So it's uploading my file in this way. Just commit the changes. So yeah, we have readme and we have data, and also we'll create a new file where we're gonna put our queries. So I'll name that as schema.sql. Commit changes. So in schema.sql, we're gonna write our queries here. Whatever questions we have solved, we have to copy it and paste it here in this way. So I have only pasted very little of this, yeah, till here. So just same thing, just commit the changes. Yes, that's done. Now coming to readme, we have did SQL sales analysis, right? You can go to chat gpt and you can just type this as, for SQL sales analysis, what's the structure, what we have to write. Just a second, I'll just copy this. Let's go to the chat gpt. So yeah, when you get into the chat gpt and asks, just write your project name, and yeah, it tells you what you should write in readme. Like, type like this, give a prompt to this. This project, give me a proper structure readme for this to upload in the GitHub, and it gives you everything here. So in this way, just check it out, the tools we used here and all. Let's just copy this actually. Copy, and let's go to our GitHub page and let's edit this. So yeah, I'll just copy this. Everything has been uploaded here. You have to just do this, commit changes, done. So this is your end-to-end project of SQL sales analysis. So you have to present in this way. If you have any doubts, feel free to comment in the comment section.